Notre Dame is now the first Indiana college to announce it will require all students to get the vaccine before the start of the fall semester.
It really appears that students want the COVID vaccine. They've been lining up by the thousands to get vaccinated at colleges all across our state. Our Rich Van Wyk went over to Butler today.
College students, part of a generation of younger Americans who initially turned their backs on vaccinations, are now rolling up their sleeves for a shot in the arm.
I think we're ready to get the vaccine and start moving on towards less COVID worry.
Almost 3,000 Butler students signed up for vaccinations. Many other students, according to spokesperson Mark Apple, were already vaccinated.
Being able to vaccinate as many students as we're going to this week allows us to fully reopen the campus in the fall so we can have a more normal college experience for these students.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3.
A huge incentive here and on other college campuses. 2 out of 3 IU students surveyed said they are likely or very likely to get shots. More than 2,200 were vaccinated in 2 days. On its opening day, Purdue University's clinic administered almost 2,200 shots. Butler University is considering requiring students to have COVID-19 vaccinations before they arrive on campus in the fall. The decision may hinge on the availability of vaccines.
The main consideration is how many students are going to be, will have the opportunity to get vaccinated by the fall.
For now, the emphasis is on getting students vaccinated before they leave on summer break. 240 of Butler's pharmacy majors signed up to help out with the vaccinations. They're not getting class credit, they're not getting paid. They get granola bars and bottled water. And Caitlin Kasberg says some hope and satisfaction.
I would really like to go out to restaurants again and in public places without wearing a face mask sometime eventually.
Every vaccination brings normalcy one step closer.
That's certainly what we all want, and
Right.
we understand from Rich today that Butler got enough doses of the vaccine to give to hundreds of professors and other employees in addition to all the students.
Yeah, also, as Rich mentioned, they're not the only college doing this. Rose Holman over in Terre Haute says it'll have enough doses of the Pfizer vaccine next week for every one of its students and employees. Well, the federal government's first mass vaccination clinic here in Indiana is now open.
Yeah, we gave you a first look at the Gary Clinic yesterday when the Indiana governor stopped by at a former high school.
The FEMA clinic will run for 8 weeks. They're expected to vaccinate 2,000 people per day, as well as another 1,000 through their mobile units. Now, just a reminder, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway will hold another vaccine clinic next week.
And Jenny, we checked earlier and most spots were booked, but a couple of openings showed up for April 13th. However, your best bet is probably scheduling an appointment for the last week of April. And you can learn more about this vaccine during a virtual discussion tonight.
Yeah, the Marion County Public Health Department's hosting the webinar. Starts at 7 tonight.
Yeah, Eskenazi Health and MDYs are going to join them to talk about the myths, concerns, and truths about the COVID vaccine. You'll need to sign up online, though, if you want to watch.
And you can find that link when you check out our Indiana coronavirus updates on WTHR.com.
Well, there is a new concern tonight about the COVID rates in one of our neighboring states.
The CDC is now in Michigan, where there has been another surge, and that state is not alone. In fact, across the country, the CDC says they're learning of more clusters of cases linked to daycare centers and youth sports.
Hospitals, it turns out, are seeing more younger adults admitted with severe disease. So we're talking about people in their 30s and 40s.
I encourage communities to consider adjustments to meet their unique needs and circumstances. For example, in areas of substantial or high community transmission, CDC guidance specifically suggests refraining from youth sports that are not outside and cannot be conducted at least 6 feet apart. Similarly, large events should also be deferred.
Now, the CDC also said today the variant that's been first identified in the UK is now the most dominant strain in our country. It's been found in every state.
Yeah, and Scott, it's thought to be more contagious than the original coronavirus, and it is believed to be more deadly. However, all 3 approved vaccines here in the U.S. do appear to protect people from it.
Well, Dr. Anthony Fauci said today the United States does not need the AstraZeneca vaccine, even if it's been granted emergency use by the FDA.
You may know AstraZeneca's vaccine has had a lot of problems around the world. Many countries have linked it to rare blood clots.
Health leaders over in Europe have said it is safe, but just today the UK said it shouldn't be given to people under the age of 30 because of this possible link to blood clots.